Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video of the Longo Files, or welcome if it's your first time here. So I left you saying in the last video for all those that have watched it that I would have embraced a period of self-improvement until I would have found what the next big thing would have been for me in terms of business. So I would have explored different niches until one would have satisfied me enough for me to launch a business in it. Now, the only part that actually happened was the second one, which was looking for something to do. The first one about self improvement went completely south. Now, this may be because I am unable to do well with discipline on one aspect of life while not applying it in another one. For example, what happened here, what I was able to recognize, is that I tried to focus on improving by reading a lot, training harder, and do all the stuff in this direction while being more soft on the business side because I was just looking for what to do next without being hardcore into something, without having a clear direction to go with. And what happened is that I completely failed on the self improvement period that I was intending to embrace. I think it's because or maybe because for me it's very hard to do kinda well, meaning to be 50% in. I am unable to give 100% in one thing and be very vague on the other. I have the need to look for greatness in every aspect for all the aspects to be functioning well. Now, this may sound kind of complicated, but what I'm really trying to say here is that I cannot be 50% in. I have to be all in on whatever I'm doing. Otherwise, all the other things also get negatively influenced by me not being 100% in just one aspect. For example, in this case, what it was the business side. So at the end of the day, where I want to get to is that I fell into one of my many procrastination cycles again. And fortunately, I just got out of it about 5 days ago because I found what to go with next in terms of business. So I have finally decided what business to launch next. And now I will tell you all the details about it. Now, for those who may not know it, the last thing that I went with was an app which is to this day called Baldo. You can still download it on baldo.app. No, well, actually, you can ask for access on baldo.app, and then I will provide you with it. But it's not something that I am further developing because I already explained actually the reasons behind this decision in the last video, so check it out if you're interested. But anyways, what I'm going to go with next is actually an evolution of what I was doing back then with this app that is a self-improvement productivity app. Because I'm still staying in the app space, but no longer in the public app space. So it's not going to be consumer apps that have to go viral before they make any amount of money because people have to download them. Just a few will pay, etc., etc. You probably know the business model that these apps use already. Because what I'm going to do is developing internal apps. So, kinda focused on managing certain activities, which will be small to medium sports academies. I chose this niche because I think it's a very interesting one. There is not much competition in this niche. I'm not even sure if there is someone doing exactly what I will be doing which is developing internal apps for small to medium sports academies like soccer teams, martial arts schools, and all of this type of stuff. Therefore, I saw a great opportunity in it. I'm also genuinely excited in developing such projects, so it's not purely economic, it's also interesting for me to work in this space now that I'm able to actually develop an app, always with some help of AI, obviously. So this was actually not the direction that I wanted to go with next in terms of business, because I was looking to get back into AI automations since they have a great potential. They are the next big thing for humanity, and it's certainly a space where money can be made. A lot of money can be made. But while I was actually discussing with an AI about what to do next, we came up, well, actually, the AI came up with something related to apps that I do not remember what it was about. But, anyways, what it brought back into my mind is that I was always interested, also before actually going with Baldo, which is the last app that I developed. What I was interested in was developing apps for businesses, so B2B, but I haven't gotten into it because I wanted to try some B2C business, which was Baldo at the end of the day. And now that I was looking for something else to go with, that idea really seemed interesting to me, and especially applying it on a niche like small sports academies uh, really excited me. So this was the decision that I took, and I'm not regretting it yet, because I'm in the early stage, which is the easy stage. Because the very first stage is when you make your logo, you make your website, you start imagining your brand and how you will communicate it. So it's where everything goes smoothly, because roadblocks are very fragile. Things get very hard once you actually need to get some money in, which is the next thing that I will have to start doing, because I'm actually already done with the first stage. I have the website and everything regarding the branding, and I'm actually going to leave you the link in the description to the website that I developed for this new business that I am launching, which is Yuktos.com. Yuktos.com. I'm not really sure how Americans would say it, because it's Yuktos. I mean, in Italy it would certainly be called Yuktos, but I think in English is Yuktos actually. I don't really care how people are going to call it, because people give different names all the time to brands uh, based on based on what language they speak. Like Nike, for example, in Italy is just Nike without the final e. So I don't see it as a problem branding wise. Actually, if you have some strange way to spell it in your language, let me know down below in the comments, because I'm genuinely interested about how this plays out. So what was I saying? Well, I'm going to leave you the link to the website down below. Check it out. Also, let me know if something is not functioning as it should, and if you generally like it, what would you add, or what would you get rid of? Alright, so the next step for Yuktos is going to be to get the first leads in, because as I said, the initial part, the website development and branding part, has already been done. And now it's actually going to be trenches for the next few days, weeks probably, to get the first interested leads in order to start developing maybe the first app as well. Now, in terms of pricing and revenue, so the financial part of the business model, I'm really excited about this part as well, because it's going to be big bucks per work, unlike with the websites that I used to develop before I developed my previous app. So it's one of the many businesses that I launched because, there I sold, well, the time that I sold for the highest amount was 1.2 thousand euros, which still is not bad, but nothing compared to what you can sell an actual app that manages an entire team, especially if you build it creatively with many functionalities and features. I'm looking to sell for 4 or 5k in this space right now to begin with. So we will also see how it plays out with this pricing policy. So another thing that I really wanted to discuss with you about was the mindset behind this new launch. So when I was looking for what business to launch next, another thing that I was looking forward to apply as a concept was the one of launching without excitement. Now, all the businesses that I have launched in the past were launched because I wanted to. I was excited about these projects and growing them the best possible way. But this time, for the first time, I would have launched a business without being excited about it, without being much interested about the niche itself. And I kind of failed at doing so because this would have been the case if I had picked the AI automation business model and went with it. But at the last second, I pivoted and chose to build a business that develops internal apps for small sports academies, which is something that I am actually interested about for the creativity that comes in creating an app and also the niche itself, which is sports. I'm an athlete myself, so I cannot lie about the fact that I'm interested in the space as a whole. So I kind of failed at not being excited in launching my next thing, but maybe it's positive, maybe it's not. In the past, it has been, but just one time out of 15. And I wanted to try with the other path, which was launching without excitement. But perhaps it's going to be something we'll do the next time, even though I hope I hope there won't be another one and that this is finally the big thing that is going to make me escape middle class. But the statistics say that there might be something else in the future, which is kinda depressing to think about right now because I'm already thinking about when I'm going to stop doing this stuff that I haven't even started doing yet, which is something that happens when you launch 16 businesses. But we'll see how it ends up. The ability to predict the future with precision is not really one that I'm holding, but we just have to work and analyze the situation. We will find out pretty soon where this adventure related to business is going to end up. Now, as I said, the next thing for Yuktos is to start marketing, so sales, more sales than marketing since it's a B2B this time and not a B2C. The way that I'm going to do this is primarily through emails, so cold email outreach. Maybe I'm also going to pick up the phone further down the line if the emails are not bringing in significant results, but I'll keep you updated about this, and perhaps we're going to make some cold calls on camera because I actually have never done cold calls in English, so it's also going to be a very interesting thing to see for you as a viewer how I would handle these situations. I don't know how it would end up. Probably I would get stuck on some words that don't come to mind or stuff like that. It's going to be pretty nasty. But we will start with the emails first. Let's see how it goes with these. And then we will adjust accordingly. So if you're interested to see how my journey in business and other aspects of life proceeds, make sure to subscribe so that I can catch you in the next one. stay hard, work hard, and I'll see you at the top.